Okay. Only 3 games on tonight, so I went ahead and put the logos on the board. This is starting to remind me of the season previews, the daily previews and reviews. For people who are new to the channel over the summer, every day during the regular season, I do previews and reviews of the games, get into starting goaltenders as projected, that kind of thing. This is starting to feel like that, and it's just preseason. So I'm trying not to get too deep into this because then you're right over a deep end. Um, Detroit beats Pittsburgh tonight, 3-2. Rasmussen with a goal. Zadina with an assist. Valena with assist. Of course, I'm dealing with rookies and guys that Detroit may be counting on to come in and play well so that they have a shot at making some noise. And all three of those guys on the board is good. Sateri with 29 saves on 31 shots. That's also excellent. Remember, he had a pretty solid run with Florida last year in limited time, admittedly. Small sample size, but he looked good. Haggerty with a goal and an assist for the Penguins. And DePauli with 2 assists. Jari with 20 saves on 20 shots. Casey DeSmith, 10 saves on 13 shots. These are the guys battling for the backup job. I personally think Jari probably gets it, but either way, I don't think it's going to be a problem because I'm thinking if Murray, if he remains healthy and everything works out for him, probably plays 60 plus games this year, anyways. St. Louis goes in and beats Columbia. That's the Columbia Blue Jackets. Columbus Blue Jackets, 5-1. Thomas with 3 assists for St. Louis. Sammy Blaze with 2 goals. And Fabry gets an assist and he gets injured. And I was part of the reason this is going up a lot later than the third game ended is because I was waiting to see if there'd be some update, and I haven't seen one yet. If Fabry's hurt, this is into tragedy territory. It's to the point where when I saw he was hurt, I thought maybe I need to do a video just on Robbie Fabry getting hurt. But I decided no, we'll wait and see. Husso made 16 saves on 17 shots. Does he end up being the starter on opening night? Because, barring something happening well for Jake Allen, we see Husso in the net. Bobrovsky saved 22 on 27, and it's not that unusual to see a star goaltender not playing really, really well during the preseason. That being said, tonight we had the Winnipeg Jets at home against the Oilers. The Winnipeg Jets win that one 5-3. Hellebuck made 38 saves, and he looked shaky at times. He's not quite in beast mode yet, the way that Hellebuck can be. But on the Oilers side of things, Yamamoto got 2 goals. Bear got a goal. McLeod got an assist. Garrison's on the board as a -1 because I'm wondering if this is his last game. Jason Garrison's on the tryout, and I'm wondering if after tonight's game, Edmonton's going to look and say, you know what, Bear's ahead of him, and we've got all these other guys ahead of him, and Garrison gets released. Koskinen saved 16 of 21, and I've got to be honest, straight up, I would be very nervous about him as the backup. I honestly think Montoya might be the better option. And I know they're paying Koskinen a lot of money, but I honestly think Montoya might be the better option. On the Winnipeg side of things, I have to mention Scheifele with 2 goals and an assist, and Wheeler with 1 goal and 2 assists. Why? Because Winnipeg had a stronger roster on the ice than Edmonton, and that was obvious right off the hop. So the fact this game is 5-3, not bad for all the young guns that were playing for Edmonton tonight. Skylar McKenzie, 2 goals for the Winnipeg Jets. One of them was garbage goal, but you have to be in the right spot to pot those garbage goals. There are plenty of players who've made a living off just standing off to the side of the net, and it's an empty net. You get to put the puck in, but you have to know exactly where to get to that, how to get to that spot, and you have to be open. So where the trick is when the word is out that you're kind of that guy, and a defenseman will decide to cover you. The thing is, if the defenseman covers you rather than covering somewhere else, it may open up the point. It may open up a spot in the middle. So Skylar McKenzie with a good game tonight, and it has to be mentioned. And Everberg, 2 assists tonight for the Winnipeg Jets as well. I think he's looked really good, and I never understood why Everberg was out of the league in the first place, so I would not be surprised to see him get a spot with the Winnipeg Jets. On the waiver wire today, Griffin Reinhart for Vegas, Peter Budaj for LA, and Andy Andreoff for Tampa. Interestingly enough, Andreoff and Budaj were traded for one another during the summer, and now both of them can be had for free. Which means that Campbell has won the backup job to the surprise of nobody. Demoted. The Canucks demoted Jonathan Dahlen, so that dream is gone. And Dahlen didn't stand out in the preseason. Petrus Palmu got sent down too for a simple reason. He's a small guy to be playing fourth line, so you might as well send him to the minors and get him as much ice time as possible and develop him further that way. He'll get pretty decent time in Utica, and I will keep track of what's going on in Utica this year because I think they're going to have a pretty decent team. Landon Ferraro gets sent down by the Minnesota Wild. Nicholas Hague has been sent down by Vegas. So Hague's gone, but Brandstrom is still on that roster. Masharin sent down by Dallas. I was interested to see what would happen with Masharin this year because, again, 20 years of age, he could have stuck around, but he gets cut. Matt Molson is in the minors again. It's a surprise to me every time I see it because it's just surprising to see somebody go that far off from the the main road. You're this 20, 25, 30 goal scorer, and Molson's just way off that track. Cal Foote was sent down by Tampa. Radish and Kachuk were sent down by Tampa as well. So the Tampa Bay Lightning have all of these really good prospects that are all going to be sitting in the minors waiting to come up. Isn't that good news for the East? Not really. Michael Furland is out with a lower body injury, thought to be out for the rest of the preseason. They were trying to get him ready for the first game of the season. Of course, if Furland is out, that will hurt Carolina a lot because that's the return they got for Lindholm. Crawford might be close to returning to practice, according to Joel Quenneville, coach of the Chicago Blackhawks. He is working a little harder and a little more, and he won't give a timeline. I'm nervous for the fact that we're 9 months out and we're still having this conversation about he might be practicing next week. We're not sure. He might be in full practice next week. We're hoping. He's showing some good signs. We've been hearing for a while about how he's showing good signs. Until he's on the ice in full practice, I don't know. Tyler Johnson has an upper body injury. He's day-to-day for Tampa. And that's an interesting one because with all these guys getting sent down, if Johnson's out at the start of the year, I would guess that one of them might get called back up. That being said, Tampa has a ton of depth up front, and I'm sure that you could move anybody around into Johnson's spot, and it would probably be just fine. And knowing Steve Yzerman's luck, whoever replaces him would be just as good, if not better. So there you go. 3 games tonight. Some interesting names on the waiver wire. There were 36 guys waived today. 36. It's a ton. And after tonight's game with Winnipeg and Edmonton, I'm guessing tomorrow morning we're going to hear about more cuts with them, more cuts with these teams as well, and we're going to start getting down over the next week to what the NHL rosters are actually going to look like. Winnipeg looked pretty solid, though, and honestly, Scheifele's my favorite Jet for a reason, and he showed it again today. And again, I can't blame Koskinen on some of those goals, and I'm not even going to try. I'm not trying to state that Koskinen isn't capable of putting up good numbers. I'm starting to think that backup job, I wouldn't be surprised to see Montoya get it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And a question I've been asking myself after watching that game, I can't remember a goaltender ever wearing the number 19 before. It's really unusual to me. So I may have to look that up. Let me know your thoughts, though, as always. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.